Which one are you doing first?
We're doing the written threats.
Which one?
Written threats? The written threats? Yeah, the Planned Parenthood, yeah, abortion clinic. Which, look at Al, look over there? Okay.
One sec. Can you do a little mic check, please?
Mic check? Check.
Anytime you guys are ready?
No.
Okay. Let us know when you're
Sorry, guys. The Latin guy.
So good.
Hasn't started raining yet. That's gonna ruin the whole day.
Okay, yeah, I'm good.
Anytime.
Okay.
Explain what happened with these threats. I heard it happened a couple days ago. Could you catch us up to what happened?
Okay, August 20th, our agency was made aware of a written threat on X, formerly known as Twitter, that was allegedly made by one of our residents concerning burning down a local abortion clinic. So we originally were contacted by the FBI. The FBI had been contacted by the Director of Security of our local Planned Parenthood that were made aware of these threats by a third party. So FBI contacted our Targeted Violence Unit as part of our Special Investigations Division. FBI had already potentially identified the suspect as Stephen Gilbert, a resident of Port St. Lucie, and our detectives, along with FBI, were able to track him down in the city. We made contact with him. We were able to interview him, and we were able to seize his phone, and we developed enough probable cause based on the interview and the physical evidence that he indeed was the one that made the threat to burn down a local abortion clinic.
He's the one that sent that tweet to the clinic itself?
It wasn't sent directly to the clinic. It was made on Twitter as a response to a pro-choice comment made by another Twitter user or X user.
And so someone saw that and had the wherewithal to...
Correct. Whether it was a separate third party or somebody affiliated with Planned Parenthood or just another abortion clinic, they did make Planned Parenthood aware of it, and it was determined that because he lived in Port St. Lucie and the Port St. Lucie Planned Parenthood was the closest abortion facility, that they may have been tied together.
Dominic, what does this say to the public? I mean, people are on Twitter or X all the time making comments to people who they don't see, so they feel bold. What does this say?
Right. Well, first of all, anytime somebody makes any type of terroristic threat or a threat to do a mass shooting or a school shooting in written form, that is a second-degree felony in the state of Florida. And we take that very seriously. We do see it sometimes with children on social media making these types of comments. Sometimes adults, as in this case, making these types of comments. So we do take them seriously, and we do investigate every threat that comes in. Not all of them lead to an arrest, depending on the circumstances, but in this case it did.
Does the suspect have any priors, any involvement with the law?
Yes, he has a significant amount of prior arrests. Nothing tied directly to this type of incident, but he does have a violent criminal history.
Did he say why he would put that on Twitter?
We did conduct an interview with him. However, I can't disclose what the portions of his confessions were.
Do you think he was serious about this? Was he actually planning to carry this out?
I would say at this moment we found no physical evidence that would indicate that there was any plan to specifically carry out a threat.
So how many different abortion clinics did he target, and over what period of time? Was it just one isolated thing?
This was a specific threat made on X. And I'll quote it. Mr. Gilbert stated, "My goal for this week is to find the nearest abortion clinic and burn it to the ground, #pro-life." That was the threat that we developed the probable cause to make the arrest on.
So you searched his house, but you found no guns, no weapons, nothing he could use to blow up an abortion clinic?
Again, it was burned down.
Or burn it down?
Yeah. So we didn't find any bomb-making materials or firearms, no.
So what's your gut? Do you think he was going to actually do something, and was he going to act on this?
I wasn't part of the investigation, so I can't comment on what his motives were.
Is this something that you're seeing more of, or is this now, or is it common?
This specific type of threat against an abortion clinic, we don't see that frequently. What we do see more frequently are juveniles making poor comments on social media regarding bringing firearms to school or bringing bullets to school, or I got something for you tomorrow. We do see that on a more regular basis than we'd like. But we do take every complaint we get on any type of social media threat, we investigate.
What about the other post he made about Kamala Harris?
In regards to?
Well, what did he say regarding her, and what is your reaction to that one?
Well, he made a specific comment referencing her gender as far as being a presidential hopeful, and he believed that men were more appropriate to run the country.
What's your reaction to that?
Well, obviously, I disagree with it professionally and personally. It's not a necessary comment to be made in this day and age.
But that's not a crime.
No, that's not a crime. That's and that's not part of the criminal investigation that led to his arrest. That was simply one comment that we did find as part of the investigation.
Are these federal offenses too? Because I know the FBI was looking at this stuff. Does that mean he could face federal charges too?
To my knowledge, no. The FBI is not seeking any type of criminal charges against him right now.
Is this guy a danger to society?
Well, based on his criminal history and his comments, that's why we made the arrest. We believe that, you know, he could be a potential danger, yes.
What did he say when you finally caught him? Did he say, I knew you were coming for me, or I'm surprised? Or?
Again, part of his confession. I can't comment on his confession based on Chapter 119.
But he did admit that he wrote that.
Again, I cannot comment on his confession.
Do you think he was involved with anyone else who also might be making a similar threat, so that he was partnering with them?
As at this point in the investigation, no. We believe he was solely acting by himself.
What's the message to the public then? If other people think, well, this is harmless, it's fun, I think I'll give it a try.
Well, first of all, I would say to the public, if you see something, say something. It's hard to determine what threats are accurate and what threats are real and what threats are quote unquote a joke when people are sitting behind a keyboard or sitting behind a cell phone on social media. So we would urge people, if they see something that's threatening in any nature, to notify your local law enforcement so we can vet the complaint and then see if the threat is actual or real. Number two, I would urge anyone who's considering making any type of threatening comment on social media to really think twice about it. Again, in the state of Florida, any type of written threat to do bodily harm, a terroristic threat, mass shooting, or school shooting is a second-degree felony in the state.
How quick was the arrest done from the moment you read this threat to the moment you arrested him?
Within a day. We were notified on August 20th in regards to this, the threat made on social media, and the arrest was made yesterday on the 21st. The actual post itself was made August 18th.
You were notified by the head of security at Planned Parenthood? That's how you got the information that this had even happened?
No, we were initially notified by the FBI. FBI was notified by the director of security at Planned Parenthood.
And so are you looking now through his phone to see if there's other stuff there that would lead to other charges?
Correct. We do have his phone in custody, and we will be going through the phone to make sure that there's no other threats or anything that we need to be concerned about.
So you're looking at any other posts he may have made on Twitter?
That I don't know if it's specifically Twitter or just going through the phone. Again, I'm not part of the investigation.
Do you have his computer too? Did you have a laptop that you took that as well?
No. As far as I know, we only seized the cell phone. Anything else? All right.
Hold on one second.
Changing gears, changing photogs.
Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome.
By the way, how much time is he looking at prison time?
That is a second-degree felony in the state of Florida, so it's punishable up to 15 years in prison if he's convicted. I'm sorry?
Road rage, what's your advice?
Road rage. My advice is number one, with the growth of the city, we are seeing